Alright, so the live stream should be live. Goody River, okay. .2, okay. So, we're going to be flying in the TAW2 server right now. We're still waiting on an SRS IP. The usual one doesn't seem to be working, so we're just going to have to deal with that. So, in the meantime though, let's get ourselves configured for gas. Yeah, the folks at Deadly Fishes on their SRS one seem to be still alive, so we'll hopefully see if that's causing me any issues, but if it's not, then I will work with that. Oh great, I'm the only guy on Blue 4. This is going to go well. Hmm. Hmm. Damn it, you gotta work. Oh, 243, that'll do. That's one that's been monitored by everyone. Oh shit! We've got green HUD now. Ooh, the flare's been fixed. That's pretty. I like that. Nice. Okay. The fog's interesting. It's a Mirage 2000. Well, hello viewers. I see I've got 4 or 5 people here. That's handy. Today I'll be flying a little bit of DCS in the TAW2 server. Currently using the Deadly Fishes SRS channels because I can't locate the TAW2's one. And I'll be monitoring 243 if you're in-game and flying alongside me. If you have no idea what that means, sit back and enjoy the ride. I'll be flying the new Harrier from Razbam, which, by the way, I am so far loving quite a lot. So it's been a real blast. Have that one. And we can see there's been some changes to the recent update. So now we have a green FLIR, which looks nuts if you ask me. They've also added in RWR and HUD symbology, and they've corrected the logic on the day-night in the last update. So now your HUD in night mode is a different brightness and a slightly different color from the way it was before, which is pretty freaking cool. Little details like that. That's what I like. So now I hopefully won't need to use a page for the RWR all the time. I'll get minor alerts and small updates. So far I believe, unless I'm very much mistaken, I may actually be the only guy on the Blue 4 team. So I'm going to take some CAS and try not to get my ass shot down. I'm carrying a single heater if I do get close enough to something shooty. But that's not my time. Ooh, I see the mirrors now work as well. Very nice. So lots of little things that have added in the early access version of the Harrier as of this evening's update. That said, we're going to start getting ourselves rolling. Oh shit! That's the wrong time for a lag spike. So now you see we have alerts at the front screen there, letting us know that we've got contacts on our nose. And we're just going to select steer point 2 now, because we've actually been given steers to follow now, which is dandy. Oh. Nick the Enemy, hello, thank you for joining me. So now we're getting HUD symbology to follow. It does the job. It lets people see why I'm randomly speaking to people that are not in the sound of my voice. It works. The miracles of what OBS and some code that you find on the internet can do. Okay, we need to decrease our throttle because running the jet at 700 degrees is generally considered a bad thing. Not entirely sure why it's making me turn this hard. What I will tell you is I have apparently quite a lot of enemy activity up here, so we're just going to start fencing it now. Because we've got what looks like a buck on the edge of my 2-ring, so we're going to start our jammer up. I'm going to start sweeping with the good old sidearm. I'm going to pitch up. So Zajidi here is the forward line of resistance apparently. Let's turn on the FLIR. Start sweeping for enemy. As soon as I get a weapon lock, I'm going to fire, and then once I have smoke on the deck, I'll be able to follow that up with Mavericks and Rockeye attacks by the looks of things. There's quite a nasty fog on the down low there. Oops, SAM 6. That's not a friendly thing to find. So if they're north of the river, I believe that they're hostile, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm just using the symbology on the HUD, as well as any other pop-ups to try and find out. There we go. Magnum. Now we follow it in with Rock Eyes, watching for the splash. Well, the missile's gone out. That's always a good sign. Okay, so we're currently working targets now. I'm going to keep my pickle button held. I'm just going to keep throwing chaff and flare out every little while, just in case something pops up that I don't like the look of. So I'm most certainly on the hostile side. Now I'm just looking to see if anything will pop up that wants to kill me. Oh, mod 10. Okay, we're going to call this one off now because that is not a good place to be. Oop. And that's the moment I almost fucked up. They're coming up as the diamonds, which means I'm about to die probably. Yeah, I'm not taking the chance of the Nighthawk. That means I've gone a little further than I really needed to, because we've got Spike PA at the front, wherever that is. So I'm going to get on my side of the fence again and start this run again. Slightly higher altitude so I can get my symbology and shit right. Yeah. 6 on the nose, and that will be in the hostile zone. As you can tell, I'm still looking for contacts. Turn on the DMI. Oh shit! Something's just winged my left wing. Something's playing with me. Okay, we got a really hot jet right now. Time to get back over the fence and get out of here. Store's gone. Something dinged me good. Fuck, still a hot jet. We have to try and turn this around so I can eject. Well, that did not work. Something got me good. Okay, so I'm not sure what it was that got me there, but there's something not messing around. Okay, so we still got a lot of enemy air, enemy SAMs, so we're gonna go hunting. Actually, we'll bring rock eyes on the insides. We'll put aim 7s, sorry, aim 9s rather, on the inner pylons and sidewinders on the out. Sidearms are rather on the out. No, I shan't forget that one. I'll do that there for you just to the end. I like to do that right at the end. Thanks, Felix. Ah, no, 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 no. Don't do that. Nighthawk, it's called it's the EU TAW server. The name of the mission, I believe, is Operation Winchester. If you sort it by player count, there are currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players. And I hope that helps you. It's a cool trick, that. There you go, Nighthawk, you found it. Ambassador, you should have audio. I'm just not talking very loudly. If you can't hear the Sidewinder tone, I really don't know what to tell you right now. Very strange. So nobody can hear the Sidewinder tone. That's interesting. just up the volume a little there for you all. Hopefully that's a little bit better for you. Very strange. So the audio has just disappeared for everyone? Because it was there before, right? So if that's the case, I may have to just quickly pull the stream down and restart it, because that would be pretty shitty. The good news is you're not listening to the tone of a sidearm right bellowing in your ear. The bad news is that no audio. This is very strange. Let's check the volume mixer and see how quiet DCS is. Right, DCS is now as loud as it possibly can. Alright, the HUD symbology, Nicola. So the circles with the little tadpoles, those are RWR contacts, because the Harrier just had an update this afternoon. The gun cross in the center is the search cone for the sidearm. That's the Hornet. That's the not the Hornet. That's the Harrier's anti-radiation mission. It's all small. Liz, you can hear audio now. Fantastic. Everyone else, just try refreshing your page then. Because I have turned it up now, and I'm currently being ear raped. So that's as good as I get for you, man. I don't know what else to tell you. Yeah, the update just came out today, Nicola, so if you fire up open beta and let it do its updates, you will be given the same magic. Note the FLIR is now green as well, for example. Instead of the usual black and white. On one hand, it's better and more realistic. On the other hand, I can no longer use it to find contacts like I used to be able to, which makes me a sad panda. Nighthawk, I'm using the Deadly Fishies simple radio because nobody in the server seems to be either willing or able to provide me the SRS channel for TAW2. If anyone in the chat knows the frequency or the IP for SRS, and don't give me the default one, that's it. Louise, I have no idea. I haven't really dog fought it, but I have. But I can tell you now that it's got a really good turning circle once you take all the bombs off it. What can be a lot of fun is if you don't mind losing a lot of your speed in the initial turn, you can use the nozzles halfway through the turn and turn hard. It's a lot of fun, and I will defy anyone to not pull a turn like that in a Harrier and smile. I'll give a demonstration if I can get my my bombs off the rail. I'm getting an active jamming contact here, and I'm hoping I can find him in time because he's sure found me. Let's see if I can start putting this thing on the. It's an SA-11 that's gone active. That's not great. Oh, that's the missile. Well, I know where the launcher is at least. I just have to hope they'll find it now. There's the missile. Shite. That was an interesting kill. I'll tell you what. I'll stay on the blue 4 fence and I'll just pack her light for a quick demonstration of some of the nice turning characteristics. How about that? Let's put on a somewhat realistic loadout. And let's go hunting, huh? We'll bring some extra fuel. Just because I don't like having completely useless pylons. But I can punch those tanks later. Louise, as you can see, I am not wearing goggles. I don't use VR. I have a single, fairly decent sized monitor for DCS, and I do have a left and right monitor to monitor my Discord channel. The link is directly above me, and for me to monitor my chat and stream in game. Just lets me check the health of the stream and make sure it's actually working as advertised. So I still actually play on one screen, even though I have three. They're actually all three different sizes, because I've collected them over the years. So it's not a good idea to do triple screen with three different monitors in three different resolutions in three different ratios. In fact, that's a recipe for disaster. Right, now that the rearming's done, you can close the canopy and not have to worry about dealing with the ground crew. Turn on the generators. Get the engine start going. Turn the parking brake off, because that can fuck with your startup. And throw on all the lights. In fact, because I'm travelling relatively light, at least I think I'm fairly light anyway, I may even be able to get the hover on the go. There we go. There we go. Air-to-air TACAN works for monitoring aircraft. I don't think it works the same way that BMS does it, I'm afraid. Sad face. Oh, that's right, yes. My fuel will need fuel. Louise, I don't use VR. I have Track IR. There is a small infrared camera mounted on top of my central monitor, and it is looking at these 3 points, and it's much like motion capture for films. If I turn my head, the infrared camera tracks that, and it plots that as a turn. Track IR then feeds that back into its own profile and tells DCS to turn the pilot's head X degrees for every Y degrees that I do. There's usually a slight multiplier so that you can still turn your head and ever so slightly and look right behind you, so that you can still actually look at your monitor. So it's not one-to-one. So Track IR is a nice alternative to VR if you have neither the computer nor the VR equipment. Don't get me wrong, VR is lovely and amazing apparently, but my weedy little computer would not actually handle it. I have a 3770K i7, that's a pretty old one for those that are not interested. I've got 32 gigs of RAM, which is plenty. I don't use an SSD, I use a SATA hard drive, so my loading times are astronomical, but I'm a patient person. And my graphics card is a GTX 680. Yep. Which theoretically would allow me to run VR, but at the resolutions that VR would be effective, not any good to me really. And that's fine by me because I don't have the £300 or £400 necessary to get myself a Vive or an Oculus Rift, so that's not a trouble. Don't get me wrong, I would love VR, but I'd also need the computer to go with it. So that's a no. So I'm just going to completely nope the whole notion of VR until I have enough money and or sanity to try and spend the money. Also, Falcon BMS doesn't actually support VR, and I actually play that more than DCS, or with more people together. Chris, other people are telling me that their stream is working, so all I can suggest, honestly, is that you refresh your page and try again, because other people are telling me they can hear everything. I don't know what to tell you. I will admit though I keep DCS pretty quiet because I like to keep my ears in one piece and not shatter my eardrums, because it tends to get fairly loud in the pit, even with helmet settings turned on. At least to my ears anyway, and I'm not going to play for I'm not going to play with pain. I'm afraid that's just a nope. Okay, so I've got a pair of M9s on each wing. I've got a wing. I've got wing-mounted wing bags basically. So now for the fun bit. I'm, by the way, utterly shit at vertical takeoffs, just so you know. I've yet to do a decent one yet. From what I understand, 82 degrees is a decent setting. Nighthawk, I don't know the server's SRS IP. I'm using the Deadly Fishies one, which is the same one that we use for Through the Inferno, which was not up at the time I started my stream. Louise, I have a wife and and real life commitments. This is all my own house and my own bills to pay. So my savings are currently going on a holiday to Florida next year. Then I'll perhaps be in a better position to upgrade my computer. Currently, this computer is in excess of 5 years old in some of its parts, like the CPU and the RAM and the motherboard. So it's all borrowed time, and sadly. Right, so we put the H2O to takeoff position. We set the throttle to apparently 82 degrees, which is straight up, not 90 degrees as you might expect. And I'm just going to start lifting the throttle until I start feeling the plane want to lift. I'm looking for little jerks, little movements. Yeah, I can start feeling the aircraft shake a little and shudder. Still advancing the throttle. See, now that you've gone over 650 degrees, the water flow is turned on. Louise, no, the Harrier is not equipped with a radar for air-to-air. In fact, it's not equipped with an air-to-ground radar even, actually, come to think of it. So that would make firing AMRAAMs pretty difficult. Okay, so we're too heavy for a VTOL, which suits me just fine, to be perfectly honest with you. It'll be the extra fuel I'm carrying. I may be able to do a vertical landing if I'm feeling really stupid, and if I don't end up ploughing the thing into the ground. See, the nice thing about the Harrier, though, is that, and I'm not going to suggest you do this on a multiplayer server where they don't like you taking off from the taxiway, but it is theoretically possible to very easily do that here. They were made for short takeoff landings. So, zoom. Get myself up to some decent speed. Tuck this to 60 knots, 60 degrees rather. And you can really quickly get airborne in less than 100 knots. Louise, the Sea Harrier is a different model from the Harrier. I believe it did have a radar, although they were going up against A4s and Mirages on Mirages on bingo fuel. Just try and remember that. These are not, like, it's not to disparage the pilots in the RAF and the Royal Air Force and the Royal Navy. They are still good and definitely a force to be reckoned with. But they were holding a lot more cards than people would realise.
Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear.
It's fair to say that the Harrier has definitely punched above its weight, and it's turned out to be a damn manoeuvrable aircraft system as well. over in Britain, we do love our Sea Harriers because of how much ass they kicked in the early 80s, and they were not expected to. Like, they were expected to be completely destroyed. But the Argentinians sent Mirages with very short legs and very poor station time. And they sent A4s, which are attack planes. So it's a fairly even fight, actually. In terms of aircraft, the reason why the losses were like 80-1 is because the Royal Air Force pilots are amazing compared to the Argentinian ones. Thanks, Louise. And you're always welcome. So everyone else is welcome to hit the subscribe button. I don't do regular live streams, or rather, I do live streams fairly regularly, but not on a specific schedule because I have a job. So usually there's at least one live stream a week. I do fly Falcon BMS most Saturdays at 7 o'clock, although this time of the year it's a little more of a struggle. So there's that. Because I work in retail, and retail over Christmas, well, it's not usually conducive to a good social life and a good working life. Let's just say that. Certainly after Christmas, when the January sales are on, I will be getting my head kicked in. We'll be slammed at work. So just remember that. If you're out going shopping, then have some spare thought for the retail guy who's probably been working 5 or 6 days in a row. Louise, I would love to fly the Tornado. The Tornado would be amazeballs. So yeah, that would be awesome. I'd also like the A6 to show up in DCS, and I believe Razbam are working on one after they work on the A7, the Mirage 3, and just about every other aircraft that they want. I really want the F4 that Belsimtech's bringing out over the next couple of years. And sadly, the one that I really want that will never happen, the F105. The reason why the F105 won't show up with decent realism anytime soon is because when Fairchild Republic had a massive clear out, they decided to get rid of all their technical data on every discontinued aircraft. So that would be everything from the A10 and earlier. Yep. So everything that wasn't retired, that was retired and no longer in inventory, Fairchild Republic just took all of the filing cabinets, destroyed them. So there is no so if anyone within the sound of my voice knows where they can get F105 technical data, let me know, and I'll see that. And I'm sure, but more importantly, I'm sure there's developers that would love that. But hey, that's for another time, I guess. So we're gonna just punch the fuel tanks because I'm carrying more than enough fuel to do a quick demo. So we switch the rotary to the fuel button and hit the selective jettison. There go the fuel tanks. Boom. Jules, I am just off for a fly around, but the targets are to the north. I'm equipped with 4x AIM-9s and guns, so I'm hunting enemies in the air this time. We'll see how it goes. And Jules, sadly, I don't have SRS working the way I would. The server that we were on the last time, I am currently connected to that, but I don't think I'm able to transmit on 243. So that's the Mirage going hostile. Let's pop the jammer on. See if I can get an emerge with the fucker before he decides to slam me. Oh, hello.
Radio check.
Jules, Ghost Dog Radio check. Got you 5x.
This is Jules.
Nope, you missed. Okay, here comes the first VIF. Watch the ground speed just fly off me. That was not the turn that I was expecting, actually. It's certainly not been as effective as it used to. I know why. Flaps are still up. That was dumb. I'm going to get very far on maneuver flaps now, am I? So I'm full stick back right now. And there's the VIF. And it cuts my speed dramatically so I can get the turn real hard. Sorry, Nighthawk, if you don't know the IP for the one or the one I'm referring to, it's 73.158.130.51. And please don't get me to read that out again, or else I will probably crash into the ground again. If you missed that, go back, rewind 10 seconds. 73.158.130.51. It's currently just me and Jules monitoring. Jules Ghost Dog, I'm up the forward line of troops here. I'm carrying AIM 9s and I just got attacked by something in something Mirage-ish a while ago, but I've lost visual. Just keep your eyes sharp if you're up here.
Copy, just taking off.
Sure. You and your Frogfoot? Make sure you bring plenty of arms. There's SA-11s and SA-6s along the front line. Front line is the town of Zajidi. North of the river is hostile, south of the river is friendly.
Yeah, I have 4 arms and 4 air-to-air.
Very well. Nighthawk, we're operating on frequency 243 AM. Because it's the only one my Harrier can change to that everyone in the Blue 4 can hear. Of course, everyone in the Blue 4 is currently all the people who know me, so that's okay.
What's your grid reference?
Wait one. Currently southeast bound through Golf 39.
Copy that.
Currently reversing back northwest towards the river. Transiting through Golf 29 now.
Okay, heading west. Currently Golf 59.
Very well. Oh, Nighthawk, you seem to have disconnected. And that's you reconnecting now. This is on the other side of the coast then. Mud 10. Jammer's active. Mud 11. I do not like all this mist. I see the smoke up ahead. Abuses Games, hi, how's it going? Right, there's the enemies. I'm guessing that's the ground. 10 is active. Visual on the smoke trail, I think. Back down again. Let's see if we can throw it down. Show aviation combat. Yes, you're confusing me with a pilot. It basically says, I'm going to die horribly and spectacularly many, many times. If you want combat, this is the wrong stream for you. But I'm going to have fun doing it. Oh, there we go. See what I mean? This is getting rather frustrating. Time to switch to something else. Let's do the K50 if I can get my hands on one. Yeah, that'll do. Basis, you're confusing me with someone with talent. Talent is not my speciality. Let's give the K50 a little go though, just for the shits and giggles. I'm not actually sure I can remember all my keybinds. Don't need any of these things. We'll bring some rockets along, because why the fuck not? We'll bring the marine stamp. And I don't know why we're not carrying another 8 flips. Of course I'll have them. Give me the helmet mounted sight. And no, we'll not bother with the turbo gear. Don't like it. Okay, let's just do a quick double check of my keybinds for the K50 because it's been an utter age since I used it. On fire, okay. Center view, nope. Oh god, it's forgotten everything. Jesus Christ. Lissai. Okay, so this is going to be fun. Okay, well, first of all, let's get rid of all of the cyclic controls for my rudder pedals. You too can be a cheap bastard, and instead of using rudder pedals, you can use a cheap set of racing pedals. Let's see. Yeah, okay, that's still been right. Throttle, ooh. Left and right? No, I'm not doing left and right throttle. That's insanity. What are you doing? Wait a minute. I don't even need to touch throttle. What am I doing? Wheel brakes. No, I should actually just change my rudder over to... Oh shit, hang on. Change the pedals to single axis. Single pedal axis, thank you. Oh, wrong box. There we go. There we go. So that's fine there. Pitch and roll set, and rudders set. TDC slew is set that way, I believe. Yeah, join the club, Jules. What got you? Sam. Very probably a Sam. Probably an SA-11. Release weapons, yes sir. Lock targets. Trim reset, yes, that's what I'll need. I like that you can walk around too, Gavin. The sad fact is, though, is I cannot see your pilot in the game. That makes me a very sad panda, but it's true. Right, I don't need view controls. Very good, Gavin. Hopefully, hopefully they worked. Let's see. Connective stick. Collective brake. Yes, please. So we've got lock set. We will have that there and that there. Then inward stations on the right and outward stations on the left, because that would make sense. And we'll set that to the collective brake. Not going to mess around with the rest of that. And let's put on the cyclic stick. Ooh, hover. That would be a good idea. And that's left alt hover button 3. That's retardish. No, denied. One button, one function. I am not a person who can handle anything more than that. I believe all the reports are turned off, so you get to just guess. Because apparently that's too much cheating. Which is fine, I don't mind it. It takes the airquake out of things. No, we're not going to do with that. Uncage. Yes, we'll have the uncage button set to this button. Oh, nope, we'll do it this button instead. Gun select. Do I have this one bound? No, I do not. That'll do nicely. This rate I'm going to run out of I'm going to run out of stuff to use. And that, sir, is close enough for government work. Put the slew on this one here as well, because sometimes having your slew on a pad or an axis can be not the most fine-tuned control in the world. Okay. That would not surprise me because, Gavin, I have shifted over to the KA-50 just for a little bit of a change from the Harrier. That does not affect your mission or anyone else's for that matter in the slightest. Right, now I can actually hear myself think. Okay, let's get this thing started up now instead. So, batteries 1 and 2 on. Generators on. Fuel pumps. Yes, we will need fuel. Kind of need that to take off. Nope, we're not going to have the fuel shut-off valves on because I'd like fuel to go through the engines, please. No, we'll not touch that. IFF should probably go on. I would very much not like to be shot down by my friends. And let's turn on the engine governors. There we go. Let's put on the lights just because I'm feeling like that. Why the hell not, right? Let's turn on APU. Start. Let's get fuel levers and the throttles off. Ah, that's right. I remember why I wanted the throttles bound. Bear with me. That's easy fixed. Here's me all. I don't use the throttle. What a retard I am. There we go. And seeing as how I have now got a few extra buttons handy, let's see if I can find the gear. Because I used to have that. I used to just press the button on the stick, but now I actually have a few extra buttons to play with now that I've I've got the gear lever for my my steering wheels handy. You know what? Let's just go through the list because there's a lot of buttons there, and I can't remember where I'm supposed to look for them. Gear up, gear up. Where are you? Gear lever. Oh, you're kidding me. It should just be gear up and gear down. Gear toggle? No. Retards. There we go. We'll just go for that. There we go. We'll just have to do. Unless there's a landing gear up and a landing gear down, because that would make total sense, right? Nope, that's fine. We'll go with it. Florian, how's it going? Let's turn on this stuff. Make things turn on now. Okay. Still haven't got the throttle turned bound yet, because I hit the cancel button like an utter genius. There we go. No! I failed. I forget if the rotor brake should be up or down. I feel like that may have been the reason why I fucked it up. Unless I forgot something. I don't think it did. We'll put the fuel shut off in the upwards position. Although I'm pretty sure that's wrong. Apparently I wasn't. Well, I'm actually a retard. Congratulations. There we go. The more you know. Yeah, I know. Turn on the other one, I get it. So what, I'm so glad I don't have to read this whole thing in Russian anymore. That would make me sad. Gotta get the fuel gauge up. Would be nice to know how much fuel you're carrying, Ghost Dog. Let's see. Okay, we have 2 good engines. So let's shut down the APU. You don't ever fly with the APU because hydrazine is explosive. And it doesn't like being jostled around. Okay. Let's turn on pitot heat. Pitot heat, or whatever you think it's called. Enjoy yourselves. And I should probably turn on my radio and talk to the other people out there. That might be an idea. I don't know, maybe. Nighthawk, you will want to check and make sure that you've added in the extra line for oh, what is it called again? There's a script line that's sitting in the forum post for SRS. Make sure that is at the bottom. If TacView has come in since your install, then TacView puts itself at the bottom and completely breaks SRS. Much to your own annoyance. Jules' Ghost Dog, you got me on 2:43 AM.
Copy, hear you.
It's standing. That's me just started up my K50. I'm just outside Tanaki Kolki at Golf Golf 48. I'll be travelling northbound and try and see if I can do something about these vehicles. Charles, no problem, and I'm glad you could help. The trick to installing SRS is to read the fucking forum post. Honestly, it's not difficult. You really just have to have the confidence to read it, follow the instructions, it will work. And you will find that the developer will not tear their hair out when he keeps answering the same questions over and over again. Sorry if that makes me sound like an asshole, but RTFM is the king of all options. Alright, so we have a good platform for navigation, we have a good platform for taking off and landing, we have everything working as advertised, at least I fucking hope so. Oh, better turn on my coloured flares, because hey, you could have fireworks today. And I will turn on my yaw dampers and pitch control once we're airborne, because for some reason I think it's a bad idea to be running that stuff in the running that stuff live. APU is off. To quote Charles, I like. You can stay. Okay, so we are going to push the nose forward slightly. Push the nose down a little bit more as well. Oh shit. Let's avoid that. Alright, let's get some lift going on here, and let's fight the trim like a motherfucker. Oh, fuck. Okay, now we've got some lift going on. Let's bring the nose forward slightly. Now that I don't really feel like fighting the system anymore, let's put on the Stabog. There we go. Now the nice thing is using the stability augmentation system makes this Russian pile of crap a much nicer thing to fly. Oh shit. I need to make some changes to my control system because, like an idiot, I did not bind the correct option for the trimmer. See, the trimmer by default is set to really work well with force feedback systems. I do not have a force feedback system, so that makes it useless. This is considered a bad thing. So my trim button will basically completely forget my hand stick, my stick position. What it's supposed to do is I'm supposed to press the trimmer button. It's supposed to remember what this looks like so that when I release the stick and then let go again, I don't have to keep my hand cranked forward. Instead, I'm going to get wrist cramp for the duration of this flight. Well, that's how you learn the hard way. There we go, there's the HMD. So now I have the risk of making my trim the most unintuitive method of pull back on the stick, press the trim button, guess where I'm supposed to be. And then when I put the stick forward, it should, yeah, it'll start nosing forward for me. This is completely useless. So I'm not even going to bother with it anymore. Like, I'm just going to fight the jet, the helicopter, the whole way to the site and back again. Because apparently life isn't difficult enough. Okay, what we got here? Let's put the map on so I can actually see where the fuck I'm going. That is a teeny little map. Fucked if I can see any of that. Okay, well, they very helpfully put a flight plan in here. Shame I won't be following it. Okay. Dello, how's it going? I've got anti-ice on. I'm going to need dust. It's not that cold. Yes, Tello, that's a K-50. Well spotted. I changed my mind. I'm not flying the Harrier right now. I'll take a very short break and then I'll come back to it. Welcome back, Gustavo. Ethan, how's it doing? Ethan, this is TAW2 ICS, and thanks for the hats. For the very simple reason, I did not want, for those of you wondering about the hat, this is indeed one authentic 1982 Soviet tanker's hat. Yes, Ethan, it is. Why? Because I didn't want to wear a baseball cap with a logo on it for YouTube. And because Russian tanker hats are awesome. Tello, I am neither a Russian nor am I a sparrer, and I am absolutely not talented enough to be a hacker. Of course, that's probably what a Russian spy hacker would say. Maskarova, brother. Let's throw a little throttle in this. Oh, that's why I was not getting any symbology. I had the gun selected. That's dumb. Shit. I should have bound that. This fog is gonna fuck me up. I know it. Gustavo, I would hate if it was the ADV variant because I do not want another fighter in DCS. We need fighters like we need a hole in the head. What I would want is the GR4. What I will probably get is a German one because the GR4s are still classified. And before you ask why GR4, A, you may have noticed I'm Scottish and therefore Britain, and B, JP233. End of discussion. If you don't know what JP233 is, go log off, and I'm looking at the watch counter. Google JP233, Juliet Papa 233, and laugh as every airfield in the 104th gets bombed to fuck. Ethan, the MiG-23 would be awesome. The 27 would be acceptable. The 25 would be the king shit. Because we're not going to get a MiG-31, let's face it. There's the auto hover button. Let's let this aircraft slow down a little. That would be Vortec ring state. That's not a good place to be. Let's get some aerodynamics into this. Nice work, Jules. I assume Boom has crashed because I did see you got scored for hitting a few trucks, so whatever you did it right. Welcome, Nighthawk. Glad to see you got things working. However, for some reason, I'm not connected. God damn it. Deadly Fishies, what are you up to? There we go. Nighthawk, Ghost Dog, radio check 243. Ah, that would explain a lot. Ethan, I am on 1.5.8 because Harriers. Gustavo, I have no idea what that chat was all about there. Jet, everybody in DCS, Fluxo, Leo. Everyone in DCS flies with high altitude interceptors, like the Mirage? Yeah, I don't know. I don't like flying high altitude. I like to give the ground a moderately decent chance of killing me before the enemy fighters come and swarm me. But in terms of high altitude interceptors, yes, I would like the English electric lighting, as a matter of fact. That would be a fantastic addition to the MiG-21 F5 era of weaponry. Thanks for asking. That's call sign, I heard your radio click. Why do I fly so low? Because in a helicopter, if you fly high, you're a target.
Come, sir.
Nighthawk, Ghost Dog, I've got you 5 by. Nice one, Jules, you're still up.
I disconnected.
No problem, welcome back.
I'm back on.
So I noticed. Why does everyone in DCS fly...
Meet back up with you.
Wait, one grid reference coming. So Gustavo wants to know why everyone in DCS flies really low with high altitude interceptors. Because they don't know how to fly their aircraft and because the high altitude dynamics in DCS are shit! No, honestly I have no idea. I think it takes so long for people to get high altitude that by that time they're already on enemy airspace. So it's actually more effective to be in low altitude and use the clouds as cover, because defending missiles in DCS is a fun and interesting experience, and most people would rather just use a large mountain to defend their aircraft. But we're not going to get into the subjective experience of how awful the missile systems in DCS are, because that will make me enraged and will probably get me banned from the forums just by posting this video. But if those are you who want to know why I have a problem with the missile logic in DCS and why I don't fly air to air, air against air in DCS, look up an AIM-120 missile system video demonstration, which compares attack view from Falcon BMS to attack view in DCS, where they fly an F-15 and an F-16 at same altitudes, same heights, and same speeds, and fire an AMRAAM at an enemy MiG-29. You'll immediately spot the logical problem with the F-15's AMRAAMs, which are that they are neither lofted, and as soon as the boost phase is over, they drop like a rock. If you are within the sound of my voice, DCS developers, yes, I know you're not. I'm waiting for the argument. Show me some flight model statistics that prove we're wrong. People have tried to do that and have been told to get to fuck. There's a difference between showing you missile flight modeling and just, applying some common sense. This is why I'm really looking forward to the F-14 coming out, not just because of the multi-crew and F-14 in Top Gun, because those are very valid reasons, but because Leatherneck did their own modeling for the flight modeling of the AIM-54 Phoenix. And I'm predicting it's going to put the modeling for the other missiles in the game to shame. At least I hope so. And it may well spur a little bit of extra development on DCS's end. I'm hoping the merge will encourage that as well. But everyone seems to think the merge is going to fix all their problems and make life wonderful. I somehow doubt that. Jules, my position, Golf Hotel 50 northwest for the bullseye. I'd believe that, Nighthawk, given that real pilots in their spare time have provided input for BMS. You've got actual F-16 pilots who have provided input to the flight modelling for BMS and their systems, and they've provided what input they can subject to the limits of classification. Which is why IFF is not modelled on DCS or BMS. That makes me sad, but if you can't do it right, don't guess. Do it properly.
Is my mic volume good?
Yeah, you're coming through fine. Sorry, I need to. That's my wrist starting to get a bit sore from constantly pushing it forward about 3 degrees. Straining positions are not fun. Gustavo, I have not flown the Mirage. I hear very good things from the people who fly it. However, I personally, for the reasons I've mentioned earlier, do not like flying anti-air missions. I prefer my ground attack. So if you want to fly anti-air, go buy the Mirage.
I'm rolling now.
Very good. If you want to fly air to ground missions, Fuck the Mirage, buy the Harrier. Or buy an A10. Hell, if you really wanted to show off, get yourself a K50 or even the Gazelle, because they're fun to fly. They really are, actually. I would love to see the Gazelle get a little bit more recognition than it deserves, especially because their Polychop simulations have just said that as soon as that the next thing on their roadmap is a Kiowa. Yeah, the OH58D. So that's going to be fun. That is going to be a crap ton of fun to fly, because it'll have rockets, it'll have a mast for spotting, like the Gazelle, but it's going to be a bit heavier weight. It might actually, I think, I may be mistaken, but I think the Kiowa can carry one or two Hellfires, depending on the model. So that'll be cool. Ethan, you're only 70% wrong. The UH-1H is actually a perfectly good platform for rockets and a gunship. The sad fact is that its real utility is dropping and picking up troops, which is not terribly well modelled in DCS. However, they've just had the update, so anyone who's flying the UH-1H right now and is wondering why they're dropping out the sky, the update today added in exhaust gas temperature issues, which I believe that they've all been really kind of annoyed about. Oh, Rotor ice. They're detecting bad weather conditions. Fine. The Americans get bitching Betty. The Russians get what? Angry Elena? I don't know. Either way, it's not to be forgotten about. It's a lot of fun. With all those rockets, yes, Gustavo. The UH-1 was a perfectly good gunship for the early part of the Vietnam War. In fact, if you look at, if you read We Were Soldiers, don't watch the movie with Mel Gibson. Go read the book, okay? Use your lazy ass and go find it. It's on iTunes. It's on a few good ebook sites. It's a good read. Go watch it. Yeah. Those the early rocket strikes that were used to pre-prep landing zone X-ray were UH-1s firing a crap ton of rockets into the woods. Why? Because there wasn't gunships nearby. The local air cav carried everything in UH-1s: rockets, guns, troops, the whole lot. It all came on the same thing. So the more you know. Things like the Cobra. Vietnam didn't have the Cobra in the early stages of it. America didn't want to put all their nice toys into Vietnam because the Russians might see them. Of course, that kind of went by the wayside later on, but that's the point of it there. Okay, get the auto hover on.
Yeah, this fog is awful.
It's pretty terrible. Hope you got a target in pod. Actually, what are you flying today, Nighthawk? Revan. Ah, yes, target in pod would be a very good idea. Ethan, we're flying in TAW DCS EU Server 2, and the mission is Operation Winchester, I believe. It's not firewall issues. A few people have had trouble finding it. Just make sure you set it by player count and look for something with about seven pilots in. Gavin, go check the scores. Yeah, dude, you're the only one with one. I'm hoping to fix that soon. Okay. Okay. Gavin, do not you dare get me started on that Christian Eagle nonsense. I will find you and I will murder you, but not with an eagle because they don't have weapons. Like, I get it. There is a market for aerobatics, but you know what's even more fun? Aerobatics in vehicles that aren't supposed to be aerobatics engines. As far as I'm concerned, if you use an aerobatic jet or an aerobatic aircraft in an aerobatic server, yeah, fair enough. You're going with the whole idea of an aerobatic system, but you're also doing it in easy mode. You're doing it with something that was designed for that. So half of the fun of the aerobatic server, in my opinion, was always the idea that you were doing you were making things that do things that they're not supposed to be able to do. It's great to do barrel rolls and Cuban 8s in an aerobatics aircraft. Doing it in an SU-27 would probably get you arrested, but it's fun. Gustavo, what happened to the Comanche stealth helicopter? The end of the Cold War happened. Uh, that's the simplest thing to do. Basically, the RAH-66, that should be the clue, okay? Because any NATO designation where you're giving 3 system types to a single aircraft, that's not really multi-role. That's you trying to get everything from one item. The RAH-66 was a recon, was meant to be a recon chopper. It was meant to be an attack chopper, and it was somehow supposed to be, well, a helicopter. Right? It did the helicopter bit fine. You can't do stealth in a helicopter. Guess why? Because those rotor blades up there, they're supersonic. They're really, really loud in some cases. They're not supersonic, but they're pretty fat. They're pretty loud. The nearest thing to the RAH-66 that actually happened is the K-50. You have one pilot managing all the systems, carrying a small amount of equipment and weapons, and just basically data linking everything. What ended up happening was it cost ridiculous amount of money. They got 2 prototypes in the air, and then the Cold War ended, and the army decided they didn't need to go find Russian tanks anymore. Why? Because all the Russian tanks were sitting idle with nobody to drive them, and nobody to command them because the Soviet Union had dissolved. Turns out the Russians didn't have enough money for to move a lot of tanks. So guess what? You don't need to find anything if it's stationary. Yeah, the army just could not justify the cost of brand new helicopters when Apache longbows would have done the job just fine for what they were dealing with. There was not going to be any new developments around the corner. The Americans and NATO very quickly and very correctly assumed that the Russian economy would have went for shit, and for at least the next 10 years there wouldn't be any weapons development. And they were right. And someone just boomed me. Who's that? One of you guys just fly over my head.
Negative, not me.
I'm east of the town of Gali, about Golf Hotel 22, near the river. Just got a sonic boom over my head.
Well, I'm in an A10.
Oh, it's probably not you then.
The TGP is next to useless. So if you can just destroy something, basically mark the target with smoke, I can come in and bring down the Wrath God on them.
I'd be happy to, I just need to find something. Gustavi, the Comanche project was something that made a lot of sense on paper. What they wanted was, this is the same thing that every army ever wants. They want one vehicle that'll do everything. And they want one thing that'll do everything really, really well. Why? Because they can buy hundreds of them and they can make them do whatever they want. It's so universal. It's so flexible. Here's the thing. Jack of all trades, master of none. If you have one jet that's really, really good at any one thing, chances are it's going to be shit at others because as a design concept, that's attack. Oh shit, time to dive. Okay, muzzle flashes right there. Oops! That was dumb. That was so stupid. That's what happens when I spend too long chatting and not enough time looking. I thought I would have just made over that. I was wrong. Oh well. These are far more fun anyway. Absolutely, Gibson. Just remember, guys, the ground has a probability of kill of 1. It will always knock you out. The only exception is never. Let's have all of the things added to me. Let's grab myself some rule kits. Jules, I agree, the frog is terrifyingly annoying and needs to go. In fact, I think I'm going to find a different server without the fog so that I can actually find things and kill them. Bear with me a moment, guys, while I find something that we can all find, because apparently other people are having trouble finding the server, let alone anything else. Alright. 104th. Ugh, I don't want the 104th. Airquake. No, I'm officially boycotting all aerobatics servers. They got what they wanted at the expense of the entire community. Just remember, guys, if M3 are developing the Eagle 2, or they're putting resources into releasing the Eagle 2, they're not spending on other more fun jets. How does one force update the open beta? Ethan, open up the folder containing DCS in your program files folder. You will see a button that says Repair DCS open beta. Clicky. It will check for disparities between the current version and your version, much like doing a Steam force repair. I bet that through the Inferno I've gone back to public, which makes me a sad panda because I can't fly my Harrier in beta anymore. We have no choice. 104th it is. Shit. There's actually no decent servers other than 104th right now that are not going to have really rubbish weather situations. You know what it is, right? They've done something nice with the radio. They've done something nice with the graphics, and the server guy was like, "Let's put fog in." It's been partly made to look a lot better. See, here's the thing though: you can't see if anything looks better with fog on because you can't see shit. It's like, well, wow, this terrain is sure is nice. Shame I can't see it. So yeah, we'll join. So for those of you in the sound of my voice and who are playing alongside me, go skip to just jump along to the 104th like with me. We'll find a space. Okay, so what we got? 16 versus 16. Well, whatever side we go on, we're going to make it a hopelessly imbalanced, so fuck it. Right, let's take the Mistral out for a spin. This is one of my other little favourite helicopters, especially when it's... Oh yes, it's actually got stuff on it. Ah, no external mode. Sad face. Oh well, at least we've got... Those new models? Cool, it's been a while since I played this one. Okay, let's do a quick control surface check here and make sure I'm not about to completely kill myself. Guns are rockets, that's fine. Lasing button cover. Missile launch button cover. Very well. Ooh, now, this one gives me... Where's my rudder? Flight control rudder. Let's get rid of that. Excellent. Camera zoom? No. We're not doing that. Well, actually, are we? Is that... Oh, that's the camera zoom. That's fine then. I'll allow it. Rotor brake, no. Turn that all the way off. Turn that off. So we've got... Oh no, I'll have to turn it on because reasons. Oh, that's right, we turned it to that one because this one on the left here is a bit of a dead zone issue. Okie dokie. Nighthawk, get your ass in here. Make sure you have a button bound for intercom on the on SRS. Then it'll work. Yeah, you've turned up. That's good. Nighthawk, you hear me? Talking on the intercom, so if you've not got a button bound for that, go check it. Yeah, no problem. No problem, Nighthawk. I'll know when it's working because you'll be talking to me. In the meantime, I'm going to start this thing up. So let's first of all get power supplied. Try that again. Gustavo, I don't mind. I'm from Scotland.
I'm talking on UHF.
Yeah, I hear that, but so does everyone else.
Well, intercom ain't working.
Are you binding push to talk intercom?
Yep, I did.
Let me know if you can hear me when I transmit in a second. Can you hear me right now? Are you able to hear that at all?
No, I can't hear anything.
Damn it. Go ahead and tune to Radio 3. We'll use the Fox mic. There we go. I can hear someone talking there.
Hello?
Hey.
So, multi-crew test.
Looks good.
Okay, so I cannot affect any of the buttons except for the camera and the joystick off to my left. You control everything else.
That seems fair. I'd be rather nervous if you were controlling anything to do with flying.
Okay. Don't forget the pitot, the armament switch, just so, and you forgot to turn on the gyroscope.
I got it.
Alright, so the gyroscope, it's going to be that little panel under the RWR. You're just going to right click it once.
You should see it warming up shortly. And you should have control of the missiles, right?
I'm not sure, because this is Mistral version. So it's the air-to-air version.
Yeah, I just noticed that. That was my bad. Gustavo, if you're having trouble with the audio, try
Do they
refreshing
even
the
have
page.
a non-air-to-air version?
Time to find out. Yeah, they do. They've got Enfield 8.1. I'm going to shift over to that, actually, because I'd like to bust tanks instead of people.
Yep.
Somewhat, Gavin. This is a workaround that this is the workaround that Polychop have come up with. It's not like the official correct way to do it, but given that DCS haven't released the official correct way to do it, that's not a big deal. Alright, Mike, you should be able to hear me now.
Yep, I read you. Let me mute your stream real quick.
Well, this is annoying. There's no missiles left.
Ah, really?
Yeah, looks like we're scouting today. This is just not going to work for us at all today, is it?
We could always hop over to Vizani and then Tbilisi, see if they have missiles.
Yes, let's go to quest for missiles.
Oh, what a miss.
Ghost Dog and Nighthawk and the Fellowship of the Hot Three. This is just an exercise in frustration today, likes.
Yeah, you have to give it 30 seconds.
Thanking you. Going to put the armament switch on, but I suppose that's kind of pointless right now.
Oh, if you put it on, then when we eventually get missiles, you don't have to flip it on at the last second. Because I can't control that switch.
I'll put our switches hot once we've actually got weapons, because I don't want it to fuck with the arming script. Nighthawk, you see that guy on our right there? I bet that's Jules.
Maybe.
God damn you, Jules! Photobombing my live stream. Get the fuck out of here. No, I'm kidding. Stay here.
Could always try uniforms if he responds.
Jules, if you're within the sound of my voice, come up on 30 Fox mic. If you can't do that, come up on 243 AM and let me know which one you're on.
I did well.
There he is going.
Hello.
Good day.
Good day, Tavarish.
Agents qualify.
Can you see the TV screen on?
Yeah, I can see on. It's a little slow at times, but that's fine. Gustavo, very interesting question. The SU-25 versus the A-10, which is the easier plane to learn? In DCS, the easier plane to learn would be the SU-25 because you can't click any of the buttons. The main differences are One's a Russian and one's an American. How's it going, Lucas? Honestly, the SU-25, look up the YA9 and tell me that the SU-25 wasn't a rip-off of it.
Yeah, next to me goes stuck. My plane caught fire.
Another successful landing.
You made the fly ghost.
Nah, they just need to fix that slight that slight hydraulic leak.
Yeah, we lost the tail.
Yeah, we might need that as well. Alright, I took the next one down the flight line. Yeah, I took the next one down the flight line.
Yep. Once again, my offer of the fly still stands.
You know what? Fuck it, why not? Your ship. See, this is a much better arrangement. I get to get flown around instead and get to talk to you all. Okay, if you could give me power, we can talk. Do I? Well, shit. Well, they're on. You need to turn on battery power and alternator power first, though. We're not going to hear terribly much from each other until you give me power. Try the battery power. These ones right over here. Weird shit is going on. It's okay, Gavin. We'll stay together for the kids. It's fine. This is weird. Strange and very wrong. Let me change. Oops, wrong button. That was retarded. What the fuck is this shit? There's some very weird shit going on here. I can control the cockpit from my stick. That's really annoying. Is there a button to switch pits? Because that would be a really good button right now. S for switch. Switch seats? No. Switch dialogue? No, that's not it. Nighthawk, they're on. I have them set into the correct positions. You just need to apply battery power. You know what? Fuck it. I'm taking my own plane. Motley Crew is clearly just not doing its job today. Jesus, Figmo. That alpha though. Alright, Nighthawk. Start up your own damn bird. We'll just fly formation together. Fuck it. My give a fuck is gone. Nighthawk, you within the sound of my voice?
Com check.
5 by. I'm on the other. Helicopter now. Oh, they're not giving me weapons at all, Gavin. I've got just all I'm getting is equipment to hang on the side. They're not giving me weapons as such. What I will tell you, Jules, is that if you have power going through your Su-25, they will not give you weapons. You're not special enough to make them worry about the risk of static electricity. I'm sorry. You need missiles. Well, shit. You may have to. Yeah. Let's keep those things turned off now. There we go. Getting weapon lights now.
Can you switch to your co-pilot seat?
Yeah, sure. What's the button for that again?
Number 2.
Give me a moment. Let me just get some. Let me just get this thing started up.
Well, I'm set to go.
All right, positions are switched. Radios are on. Come join me.
Join you as in joining your aircraft, or
You said you wanted me to go in the co-pilot seat, right? Because right now I see is a dead aircraft. I don't see you all. I don't see you there.
Interesting. I was just thinking, I was just asking you to do that because I cannot switch to my co-pilot seat.
That's interesting. Your co-pilot seat is empty. Are you able to fly?
I'm able to fly.
That's really weird because your aircraft doesn't look like it's moving at all. Like I can see you have like no, your rotors aren't turning. You're literally just dead in midair. That's hilarious. Well, we're just gonna go with it. You get yourself established there, and I'm gonna join you.
Well, I'm all set. You will be lead. I'll just follow you. Assuming you don't crash, of course. You gonna try the FARP or head straight to Vizani?
Gonna make straight for Vizani there and see what I can do.
I'm established off your right side.
At your own peril, of course, but yeah.
Easy on the controls there.
Fighting the trim.
Oh yeah, the trim's a bit screwed up. So what I do is I just reset the trim and just fight it.
It's alright, I found a sweet spot. I'm gonna try and land in now.
Oh, hello. So we just got buzzed by an F-15, nearly slammed into you.
Sounds like a typical day in the office if you ask me. No missiles here. Where's the next one? Ethan, start up an instant action and make sure you can actually get into the 3D. No missiles for you either? Shimobi, how's it going?
Nope.
Alright, where's the next air base?
1 second.
We can do Vaziani, or we can probably go north. We can probably head out to the like Kashuri and all that sort of stuff as well.
Yeah, so the next air base is 117.
That's Vaziani, right? That's Nighthawk. That's Vaziani, right?
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
15 on fire. Okay. Yep, I see you. Gonna follow in right behind you.
Very well.
Although not too far because you're lagging a lot.
It's probably not lag. It's probably just really incompetent flying.
Yeah. Okay. I'm off to your left. Yeah, again, you really shouldn't be touching that trimmer, it really screws you up.
Noted.
Yeah, just reset it. Use the trimmer reset.
Runway in sight over these buildings, so yeah, we'll head straight for it.
Yeah, just another day on the 104th. F-15 flaring other F-15s, F-15s staring each other down on the runway, poor A-10 sitting in the back.
And you wonder why I was like, oh, the 104th. I've got to go on the 104th. Shit. I very much doubt what's actually going on right now is, no sir, after you. No, no sir, after you. How's it going? How you doing?
I'm gonna look for a spot to land.
Yeah, no point two of us doing that. So go ahead and just find somewhere on the tarmac that you think you can get weapons from.
Nope, no missiles, but
No missiles.
yep, no missiles.
Well, shit. We're off to the northwest for a long trip.
I'm gonna put that into my computer. Let me just land again.
Sure thing. I'm just going to use the autopilot and start sailing that way.
Although actually, these are like the only 3 air bases. We could go try and find that FARP again. Maybe they have something.
I'm going to make for Kutaisi. Actually, no need to do that because we can just look at the resources page. They don't have them.
Yeah, and they're red 4.
Are they? Shit. What about Beslan? Or Batumi?
Great. Some friendly shit.
Okay, so nobody seems to have any decent weaponry for us.
Yeah, what the heck.
That's completely useless. Well, I'm going to try landing at this FARP that doesn't show up on the grid and see what shows up there. If this doesn't work, I'm going to just switch back to Harrier and do some actual fighting.
Yeah, fine by me. So that is absolutely useless. Gazelle without hot 3s.
Yep, you can bring Mistrals. You can't. You can bring rockets, I believe, on the L model. I'm not sure about that. Don't quote me on it. But you definitely cannot bring Hot 3s because none of the air bases have equipped them. Which makes the Gazelle sadly about as useful as a chocolate fire guard.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's a great.
Yeah, this is Jules. I just got fired on by a friendly above you.
Welcome to the 104th.
Yep, welcome to the 104th.
Hydraulics down.
Ethan, have you checked your firewall settings for 1.5.8, the open beta? I'm out of ideas then, sorry. And the Windows firewall as well? Assuming you're not using... assuming you're using something else. Whereabouts was the FARB again?
I remember seeing it by where we took off.
Yeah, it's between the two airfields, wasn't it?
Found it.
Cool.
So it's gonna be by the northern side of the runway.
That'll be the northern side of Tbilisi Lokchini or northern side of Soganlog.
Slogan, blah blah blah. Whatever if that is.
Soganlog, got it.
Yeah, I'm coming in for landing now.
Very good.
Oh, they have them.
They do. Sweet. Super sweet.
Yeah, just remember to lower your fuel level, otherwise you won't be able to take off.
Aha, noted.
The one problem is I can't get into my gunner seat.
Try pressing the 1 key instead, see what happens.
Nope, nothing.
You might have to disconnect and reconnect.
Yeah, maybe.
Ethan, it's worth a go, man. Sorry you're having so many troubles, man. Not really sure what to tell you. Only bad news is you'll obviously have to go re-land at the FARP for new ammo. Oh, you're already disconnected. Oh shit, this is not going to go well. If I'm actually in one piece, I'll consider it a freaking miracle. So what we'll just do is we'll power it down, do a rearm and a refuel. Oh, I do know that. I totally noticed that. Well, I have missiles. That's a good start. So, FARPs have weapons. That's fun. Wait 170 seconds for repair. Well, that'll be enough for you, Nighthawk. Come on, join me. You'll actually have weapons this time. I do indeed have to wait 3 minutes, cheeky bricky. Right, Nighthawk, get your ass in here. So I'm going to have to twiddle my thumbs without power, because I've got to wait 120 seconds for repair, and then, you know, magical things happen, and I end up with a working helicopter again. I wish you could spectate, that would be nice. Apparently, one of the guys in 104th feel that that's Godwood and therefore cheating. I respectfully disagree, but I guess it doesn't really matter, it's not my server. Let's find out where the active systems are. Yeah, welcome to the 104th, Jules. He just posted a picture in my Discord channel of Harrier reversing all the way towards him. Nothing to worry about. What could possibly go wrong? Okay, let's... So I think I'll keep the stream running for about another half hour or so. Don't expect very much fun things to happen. I'm probably going to explode several times. And I'm just quickly catching up on some of my messages there. Okay, the air repair is finished. Let's get the batteries running again. Right, Nighthawk, if you're within the sound of my voice, go turn the radios on, please. Got you 5 by and 30 Fox Mike.
Yep. Alright, so I figured out where all the stuff is. It's a bit of a fly.
Very good. Do you have control over the waypoints, or am I gonna have to program them in?
That's you.
No problem. Start taking notes of the waypoints, and once I've got a valid platform here, I'll start powering them up. Make the destination a waypoint, like a holding position that you'd like to be hovering around. There we go. Very good.
Okay, so I got a possible holding point, steer point, and then another steer point written down for where the stuff, like all the ground units, should be close by. It's like at pretty much at the town of Valley, all the way in the north in Georgia, MM86. So it's probably on that little delta just north of the small town there.
Very good. Give me some coordinates to pop into the waypoint markers, and I'll get that done once I've got myself power.
Okay. Just tell me when you're ready.
Yeah, I tend to take my time powering up the rotors because I have had rotor shaft breaks before.
Alright, yeah, I don't see anything moving. I'm gonna back out. Rejoin. Just see if that fixes anything.
So yourself, but all that really matters is that your TV camera works. Okay. Alright, go ahead and give me the first coordinates.
Also, don't forget the gyro for the autopilot.
Shan't. There we go.
Yep. Okay, so tell me when you're ready for the first set.
Ready to copy for waypoint number 2.
So north, 42 degrees, 08 minutes,
Wait one.
49.
4208 49.
Did I read that correct?
Continue.
So easting is 044 50. 5. Yep, close enough.
It's you got to round it up. That's as accurate as you're allowed to have it.
Steer 2.
Ready to go?
Okay, so northing will be 4207.
4207.
51.
Easting?
Easting will be 044.
Yep.
50.
Yep.
52.
Next.
Alright, so first point I gave you should have been the target. The second one was the holding point.
Oh.
And the active area right now.
Okay, cool. So we don't have another one. So
Nope.
so the first
So
one you gave me was the target. The second one you gave me was the holding point.
Yes.
Okay, so waypoint 3 is the holding point. Waypoint 2 is the target, and waypoint 1 is here.
Alright, so you entered the eastern run for that.
Stand by.
So for easting, it's 0445052. So you need to add a 5.
Easting 0445052.
Okay, from.
That's it set then on position on IP3.
Yeah. I only see 4450 on the bottom for easting on steer 3. It
Yeah.
may be a bit bugged. Okay, in steer 2. That will be the target.
Alright, I'll read you back to steer 2. Steer 2 north 4208.5, easting 4450.6.
Read back correct.
Initial position north 4207.5, easting 4450.5. We good?
So our initial position right now is.
No, I mean the IP, not our our initial point. Okay, in that case then, we're ready to go. RWR, gyros, everything else is good. Ready to go, let's go.
Hey, firm. Weapons are good.
Just need to reset the gyro. Okay, wait one. I have a problem with my rudder. It's like my rudder isn't attached anymore. I know it is because I've had a repair.
Oh, if you need me to fly, I will do so if your rudder is broken.
Sure, I'll be back in a second. You have control. Oh, Nighthawk, I know, but the problem I've got is I'm clicking the manuals, the radio's on, but it looks to me like I'm in a dead bird. Uh, Breaky, I'm going to be on for, well, maybe another 30-40 minutes, and I'm going to take a very brief break, and then I'm going to... Oh shit! Through the Inferno's back. Fuck yeah, that one works. Guys, I'm getting off the 104th. I'm sorry if that's a pain in the ass for everyone else, but I hate that fucking server so bad. No disrespect to the guys that run it, but I don't want to play Earthquake. I like my dynamic missions. Also, I've flown the Gazelle in multi-crew in the dynamic campaign, and it's worked fine. The 104th seems to have some very strange shit going on. Weird things like not having weapons, which means you've got to land, take off, switch weapons, bullshit like that. No. No, 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 no. If you want to do multi-crew in the Gazelle, you're best having everything start there and then on the go. It does not like reconnects and switches. Excuse me. Wow, 14 people watching my live stream. Guys, you need a social life. I need a social life. Alright. Let's see if we've got anything in the chat. This is a bit where I try to join the server and get unceremoniously booted off. Worst comes to the worst, and I start getting a bit tired from flying, I'll do a bit of air traffic control in the Deadly Fishes server, because that's always fun. In fact, since how Nighthawk's an accomplished A10 pilot, and I have a Harrier, I can bring LGBs. That could be fun. Come on. There we go. Awesome. I have stuff to fly now. Sanaki, get in there. Do it. There we go. Harrier time again. We now return you to our regularly scheduled programming of dumbness, stupidity, and retardation. Right, let's get some... Yes, let me carry some rock eyes, because they're fun. I want to make sure they start doing their job. Because fuck you and your tank platoon in particular. Missiles, let's bring sidearms. Let's bring lots of sidearms. Let's bring 4 sidearms. You know what else I like about this one? They tuned the radios right for the Harrier in this server. You gotta be on 251 and 243. You can monitor them on the Harrier here because they've correctly set the radios. And you get the external mode. Because awesome. Oh, Nighthawk's grabbing an F5E. Controversial. Excuse me. Excuse me. There, I thought I'd mute the mic there so I don't cough into your ear. Don't say I'm not good to you guys. Oh, the sidearm scripts are broken. The textures are broken. That's why nobody's having them on the server right now. Well, I don't give a fuck. They can just be long, pointy, black fingers of doom as far as I'm concerned. I don't plan on keeping them on the airframe for very long. Sidewinders, you will be the first to go. There's 243 again. 243 is the guard channel, that's right. Okay, I'm monitoring 243 right now, and then I'll switch to 251 once I'm airborne, because that's the rules over here. Snarky Cocky Traffic, Ghost Dog, and a 1 by Harrier for startup. I tell you what's real fun about this server, when they start putting in the night mode. Here we go. Pretty sure that's a new font. Okay. Okay. Snacky Coffee Traffic Ghost Dog is taxiing for the active in 1 by Harrier. Ground mission at Lima Mike 69er. Okay, Lima Mike 69er, where are you?
Nighthawk. 1 times F5E uniform comp check.
Ghost Dog's got you 5 by. I'm setting up for tasking Lima Mike 69. Oh, that's right. This one has different settings for toe brakes. Bear with me. There we go. So there, we know there's SA9s out there over the target area, because I saw Master Putin 3 flying around my target zone, so that'll be fun and interesting. But first, let's find myself a place to taxi from. Okay. Oh, actually, let's. Snacky traffic, Ghost Dog holding short of runway 09 via Delta for short takeoff. I would say watch this, but I'm probably going to fuck myself over if I do that. So put the stoppers up to 60. Perfect. Snacky traffic, Ghost Dog taking the active runway 09 via Delta for short takeoff. This will be a very short takeoff, guys. This will be quite a lot of fun. Okay. That never gets old. Snacky traffic, Ghost Dog, clear your airspace, bumping to 251. Good day. Last call sign, Ghost Dog has just joined you. One by Harrier out from Senaki for tasking. And how are you?
I'm a Harrier launching off of the ship. Oh, sorry for tasking.
Oh, good luck. I'll be working out of targets at Lima Mike. You know the one I'm talking about. It's the only active mission right now. I believe there's a Predator there marking targets with lasers, 1688. I'll have 4 by sidearm and 6 by Mark 20s. Hopefully try and knock out some of this air defense for you. So.
Understood. I got 4 times Mavericks and 1 time sidearm, 1 times aim 9.
I gotcha, and good luck. We'll see you. Go ahead and check in with. I'll check in with you there when I'm over. Any other stations monitoring 251? Guess not. Lucky me. Nighthawk, stand by. I'll see if I can come along to 252. I don't know if I can. Can you come along to 254? Ghost Dog switching stations to 254. I'll be back on the net shortly. Now, Ghost Dog, check in at 254. Ah, lucky you.
Com check.
Now, Ghost Dog, got you 5 by. How are you?
Good. Some started up and everything.
Okay, what you packing? F5?
Yep, might as well.
Okay, so it's a dynamic campaign. You could be given air-to-air tasking or air-to-ground tasking with the F5. Current tasking is at Lima Mike 69, and that's a cast strike. After a couple of missions, the script generator will designate one mission as a massive strike, which will have air-to-air, air-to-ground, and all sorts of other goodies, usually to attack an airfield. It's a dynamically generated script, so you could get different missions every time you fly.
And only if I had multiple radios in this thing. I am partially tempted to switch just so I have multiple radios.
Most comms are held on 251, but you have the Senaki Kolki traffic as a Unicom for 243. So to be honest, you only need one radio. Helicopters monitor 30 AM, and apparently CAS monitors 126, but to be perfectly honest with you, I don't think it much matters. I'm going to have to jump back to 251 because I'm about to arrive on station. You're welcome to join me there, and if you're struggling, don't worry about it. There's only one or two people on the SRS tonight, so don't worry about it. Bump in nets now. Catch you soon. Stations is Ghost Dog back on net and about to arrive on tasking. Last station, be aware you're on the GCI and AirNet. People on Katasi will be monitoring 243. And as luck would have it, apparently all ground station contact is Unicom 243. So Kataisi, Sanake, the whole lot. If you're in the air, you're on 251. No problem. Good evening. Bye. Shit. Well, that was interesting. Apparently there's red air up there. Hmm. Nighthawk, no, but you can use the primary radio and just go between 243 and 251. It's not a problem. You do not need to be monitoring both at once. In fact, I'd probably recommend against it.
243, com, sir.
Nighthawk's Ghost Dog's got you 5 by. Snacky Colky Traffic Ghost Dog is won by Harrier, taxiing for full length takeoff runway 09. Snacky Colky Traffic Ghost Dog is taxiing holding short runway 09. Excuse me, sorry about that, guys. Ugh. One snuck up on me. Ghost Dog taking active runway 09 for full length takeoff from. Snacky Traffic Ghost Dog, clear your airspace moving to 251. Good day. Here, this is Ghost Dog on the net, won by Harrier, armed with 2x9 mics, 6x Mark 81s, 2x AGM 65 Delta. Oh shit, that's not the sun, is it? Oh, that's annoying. Mirage. Mirage on the left wing, that is not friendly. Fine. I guess it's nowhere to be seen again. Fine. We'll just go back to tasking, I guess. Over the hill first. Let's get myself some altitude, I think. Are you kidding me? Oops, someone got blown up. Drone, yes, the Harrier is an awesome add-on. It's fun to fly, it's functional, mostly, and unlike most other developers, it's coming through at a really decent pace. For being early access in the last 2 weeks, they've had several updates, and we're getting to the point where we're starting to get pretty close to functional, actually. INS still hasn't been made yet, but that's not a big problem. Once the INS is made, all the map updates and all that sort of stuff happen, we'll have a really powerful aircraft, I think. Pretty much drone soon. I've heard that DCS would like to get it out by the end of Christmas. However, they haven't told us if that's actual Christmas or Russian Christmas. So that maybe this year, that maybe not be. Ooh, that's how you do it, huh?
Blackjack on 251. Ghost Dog is blackjack on 243.
Blackjack Ghost Dog got you 5 by, and I'm on 243 now.
Roger, I'm wondering if you're able to tally on those targets at Lima Mike.
That's a negative, Blackjack. I've been shot down about twice by the unknown enemy aircraft. I'm now taking off at Tsunaki this time.
Roger.
Try speaking to Vernie Bob. He looks like he's just attacked stuff there. No problem, Nighthawk. Thanks for staying tuned, and we'll see you soon. Turn up the volume there. Snacky traffic. Ghost Dog is taxiing runway 09 for full length takeoff in a 1 by Harrier.
Anyone know what's making the contrails overhead Lima Mike?
No problem, Jules. You enjoy yourself some BMS. That's a great alternative.
Currently using the train to the north for cover. I'm staying low.
Snacky traffic. Ghost Dog taking the active behind the Mirage runway 09. Ah, no, 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 no. Don't you dare go offline. Snacky Culky traffic.
Block on these Mavericks.
Snacky Culky traffic. Ghost Dog leaving your airspace, bumping to 251. Good day. Should probably pull the canopy over. Oh, I don't have one. I'm a convertible. Outstanding job, Ghost Dog. Airnet, this is Ghost Dog, 1 by Harrier, inbound from Tsunaki to targets at Lima Mike 69. How's the air picture?
Hey, go. Stock is Blackjack on 251. Over AO Lima Mike 69er. I think I'm the only one out here at the moment. Over.
Roger that. Looking at the F10 map, there are a few other guys, but obviously they're not on comms. Are you unopposed? There's no aircraft in the area that's shooting us down now.
I haven't been shot at.
Roger that. I'm inbound. You lied. See if there's red airs sitting around. I saw that F-14. Assholes. Well guys, I think I'm going to call it a night actually, because there's only so many times I can get shot down and be willing to do it. In around about half an hour or so, I'll be running a Dangerous Waters match with guys at FPS Chasley. We're hoping for it to be a multi-crew, so we'll see we'll see who turns up. Until then, we'll catch you soon. I'm going to take a quick break, and we'll see you back here just before 11 o'clock Zulu. That's around about half an hour from now, for those of you who care. Catch you later.